Welcome Capricorn to the Indigo Void. My name is Drew, and today we'll be doing a general spread along with a You Against the World spread and an Indigo Oracle Angel card at the end of this. And I really appreciate you being here. I myself am a Capricorn rising at 15 degrees. I thought I'd do today's reading just because your sign is exalted in Mars, and today's the day of Mars, and I think I still have about 20 minutes left of the hour of Mars currently where I live. So this will be a reading from September 8th to the 14th, and then this weekend I'll start doing most of the readings during the weekend, having them all out hopefully on Mondays, just to get it more consistent, because I have the energy to do more signs. Just currently this week I wanted to give the planets some praise along with the signs by doing them during their planetary hours and days. So once again, I'll do your general spread followed by a You Against the World spread, and with an oracle at the end of it to give you some final guidance. This is a general reading, not really depicted towards relationships or career in general. Just as a general horoscope for a sign in general, it's hard to be specific. I'm not going to use the terms third party situation. I'm not going to use the term twin flame. There's plenty of other readers out there that use these terms. You can find them all over the site. And if you found me, thanks for watching. I'm getting better at this. If my sound sucks on here, I'm ordered a mic and I'm trying to improve the best I can as I learn as I go situations. So stick with me, all right? Well, thanks again for being here. Appreciate it. All right, Marshall. Right, at the center we have the King of Pentacles, crossed by the Two of Wands. Above you is the Three of Cups. Below you is the Eight of Cups. Recent past is the Six of Swords. The near future is the Six of Pentacles. The advice is the Four of Swords. How others are seeing you is the Seven of Swords. The hopes and fears is the Five of Swords. And the outcome is the Two of Pentacles. Right away we can see it here that being the King of Pentacles, whatever, is having the maturity to know whatever you've invested in is materially around you. I mean, people can recognize you either have success or you look successful, or you have the appearance of abundance. Other people can look upon you, and the less they know about you, the less they know about you, the more they think you have, even if you could be dead broke right now. They understand that you're a person that's very driven and capable of achieving a lot. Even if you have nothing, they know of what your potential lies. That your word could be your bond to a certain extent, where at the very least that they know that you're capable of achieving a lot more. Even if you're not doing well financially, or if you are doing well financially, whatever, it's because people knew what you're responsible for, and you take that seriously. And that's what I appreciate so much about myself, being Capricorn ascendant, but also Capricorns that I meet all over my life, whether it be sun signs, their Venus signs, their moon signs, is that typically Capricorns are dependable people. If not, they're hilarious because they have that gallows humor in my experience. I mean, just look at my appearance. I have this stone face, but I like to laugh more than I possibly can imagine. At the same time, is that I find it hard to go away from my hard exterior while I look, like I'm constantly angry or intense, but at the same time, I spend a lot of my time making sure that what I say I'm going to do, I'm going to achieve, and even to my own detriment, I can establish this. But being the King of Pentacles for our energy, and your energy, is that even if you have nothing right now, people around you can recognize that you have potential to have a lot, or if you have a lot and you've lost it, you're capable of getting it again. Being a person that's very wealthy, and due to the world circumstances right now, those things could have changed, but having that experience of getting it the first time is often the hardest. Saturn being in our sign right now is very beneficial, because as much as it sucks, feeling the burn when you're at the gym and you're pushing yourself, typically in this aspect, you can last the longest. And even if something sucks, even with the weather being hot, where I live, there's fires all over the place, everybody's locked up inside or whatever, but still we're able to deal with it. And as much as we're, not enjoying it like anybody else is, we're able to understand that it's just part of the process, and we'll find a way to capitalize on it. So I really appreciate that energy, as you should too. It's very nice to be in the top of your form. So understand that, you're in your element, being the King of Pentacles. Crossed over by the Two of Wands. So this is trying to find a way, especially in this card, it shows me, I'm using the Mystic Tarot for this spread, and I can see here that it depicts, I believe that's Jason right there in the early phases, whatever, and he's facing the Centaur Chiron. You know, Chiron's the one that trains him in that cave, whatever, and you know, it can be one thing to have, you know, two things you've established as far as, you know, projects. You know, it could be investing in yourself and finding a way onto taking what you invested into yourself or the actions you take around you and finding a way to spread them, you know, to be wholeheartedly, you know, to spread your horizons, if it were. You know, having the Two of Wands is knowing that you're capable of what you know and what you can learn to know, your potential, and then finding a way to, you know, really master something, to really put your time and effort in something that's worth your time. And it seems here that, you know, Chiron's energy in this card is trying to find a way for you to look around your horizons to see what's actually going to help you. You know, and his experience of Jason is, you know, to be a story of legend, you know, of mythos, you know, a story to tell people to inspire them. And I can see that. So, you know, being crossed by the King of Swords, or the King of Pentacles, I'm sorry, I misspoke, is that the Two of Wands is saying, okay, if you establish yourself, you know what you're capable of. You know, you might have, you know, enough finances to start thinking about what you're going to invest in to either grow or to grow your experience, you know, which is very important. And overlay, you can see the Three of Pentacles. And, you know, I said I was using third and three parties, so I'm not going to, because this won't depict to a relationship, but it might for you. But what I can say is, you know, having to learn that you can, you know, find emotional fulfillment in surprising places. You know what I mean? It's just almost like you're capable of, you know, feeling feeling happy alone, but at the same time, is that there's a lot of other things that are cheering you up. There could be close friends around you. There could be plenty of things. Even a TV show you like to watch to inspire you. This could be somebody like, you know, that you know, whatever's going on in your personal life, whatever you can find ways to feel joyful and happy. You know, and then it's obvious to you is that you're trying to find a way to, you know, find celebrations and happy times, even if, you know, situations aren't exactly going as according to plan. Or if they are, you feel fulfilled based on your actions and your experiences and what you're investing your time into, because it's obviously manifesting. And the Two of Wands, whatever, you can definitely feel like that joyous feeling of, you know, capitalizing on that feeling to like either draw in and attract, you know, the manifestation of those feelings of feeling joyful, happy, and upbeat, or it's that you're experiencing those feelings from what you've already invested your time into. And underneath you, we can see the Eight of Cups. So it's probably taking you some chances to, you know, subconsciously realize you've had to walk away from something that you've tried to establish, you know, and emotionally invested in that just didn't pan out. And I mean by, and I can see here is that it could be a lot of keys to success, because a lot of things that, you know, that we invest in, you know, can seem like they're worth our time. But as soon as we let them go, we can obviously achieve a lot more than we ever thought. And it's hard because they can have this, especially Five of Cups, you know, mentality where they look like they're better than they are, and if we don't have them, there's so much more important. You know, it's having like to sacrifice, you know, a hobby that even though it in the short term brought you happiness, or a person, or a family group, or having to leave it's almost like, in a sense, I'm getting like, imagine having to leave behind a family business which there was a strong foundation and had a lot of, you know, investment in from your family and people around you, and they expected you to follow in these footsteps, or they thought you were talented in it, but you just have no passion for it. You know, it's almost like you're just you know, imagine a situation where you're meant to, you know, go to a 4-year school and you're just a year into it, or you're just about to finish, and you realize, I don't even want to do this anymore. I want to go, you know, backpacking and become a survival expert. You know, that's just having to walk away from something that's super established. You've invested 8 of your cups into it out of the 10. And so it seems like you put a lot of time and effort in this, and just walking away, you know, is it's something that's deep inside you, that's rooted, that you might not be able to recognize, but it could be the key to everything. But at the same time, is that people know you as a King of Pentacles. They know you're going to be great at whatever you put your mind into. You've done so well up to this point. It's just that it can be very taxing within us, and we don't really want to show it or recognize it at the same time, that not everything we invest our time into, or our heart into, or our emotions into, you know, will benefit us in the long run. And sometimes it's important for us to remember that not everything lasts, and sometimes things, you know, burn out. You know, they burn out before we recognize, you know, hey, like, you know, I was expecting, you know, to get like, you know, 10 more years out of this relationship, or this experience, or this opportunity, but it's like, you know, it's had its peaks and valleys within, you know, 8 days, 8 months, 8 hours, don't matter. But at the same time, we must realize that it's time to walk away. And at the moment, it can seem heartbreaking to turn our backs on it and walk away. But ultimately, it's for your best interest. You know, it's your best interest because you built those 8 of Cups. That's all an emotional investment that you built into something. Imagine what you can do when you can recognize, okay, I understand it's not going to fulfill me. And imagine if you put that energy, which I know it takes a lot to invest, You know what I mean? Especially when you're having to walk away from what you had to invest in time, and that's exactly what it represents, is a lot of energy and time. But just know that it's capable, what you're capable of. You're capable of building, and just recognize that it just wasn't meant for you, you know. And that's a powerful level of maturity. And so, in the recent past is the Six of Swords. So this is going from, you know, thoughtful turmoil into, you know, calmness, the mental state of recognizing past, like a mental situation that we felt that it was very rocky, you know, not unmanageable, but scary to deal with. You know, this could be a panicking situation. You know, this could be having to solve a problem on the go. This could be, for me, to me, it's like dealing with like PTSD and finding a proper way to vent and deal with it. So if you're dealing with any sort of situation, and just realize that, you know, recently you've, you know, come to a better place where it could be, you know, having to help out somebody else with, you know, finances, whatever, and, you know, all of a sudden you realize, okay, well, I've helped them out, and I don't know if I've been enough for myself, and you kind of get through it, and you find a way to make it manage, or it's having to do with, you know, an illness in a family, or a worst case scenario, like if you were, you know, sick, or if you had to realize, you know, with the recent quarantine, what you have to do is, like, you all of a sudden you tested positive, and you're worried, okay, so I have to stay inside for 14 days. How am I supposed to make sure my kids don't get sick, or my family members don't get sick? How am I supposed to maintain, you know, to have my car payment taken care of, or my finances taken care of? These are like reoccurring thoughts that are just kind of working themselves out. And that's beautiful, knowing that, you know, the world is asking you that you don't have to row this boat. And the universe is saying, just like, you know, as soon as you just let it go and realize that, you know, you're panicking over nothing. I mean, to worry actually does not change the outcome at the end of the day. So realizing that it's out of your control and letting a higher power, you know, sort it out for you is really the ticket. And we're seeing here generosity with the Six of Pentacles in your near future. So it's a great feeling to realize that based on your actions and what you invested in, and recognizing what you need to walk away from, that even if it feels good, it's not very good for you. And having that feeling of gratitude and not being very negative towards the world, and showing gratitude for those around you. And, you know, it's almost like celebrating other people's success, and they'll celebrate yours. You know, it's rewarding you, I feel like, you know, with an opportunity, whether it be through, you know, finances, or just opportunities in general, to find stability, because you can either be the person that's begging for charity, or you can be giving charity. So it's almost like, you know, after dealing with a situation where you've experienced some, you know, I would say complicated thought processes, you know, to having to be the one that's going to sort things out, or be giving charity or receiving charity, I can see that you're worth it. You know, I can see whatever it is that you're having to balance for or deal with, you know, you will be granted, you know, a gift from the universe when it comes to whether it be finances or opportunity to help you survive the situation, because walking away is definitely the ticket saying you're worthy. You know, it's just saying, okay, you're walking away from, you're spilling your cups, so I'm going to grant you some coins. And it's going to be because you're definitely capable, and it's saying it's time to explore your horizons with the Two of Cups, or the Two of Wands right here too. And I can see that it's going to make you feel very happy, but at the same time excited, but people are more excited for you than you are for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, having people prop you up and say, you know what, man, like, you're going to do great. You're going to do great, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, because you deserve this. And it's nice to hear, you know, people say, take a break. You know, you survived something very tough, and you're very worthy. And saying your advice here is the Four of Swords, which is to take a break. You know, and that seems to be the theme for a lot of readings I've done, you know, recently this week, whatever. It's all about, you know, this emotional stress, you know, this mental, like, you know, feeling emotionally taxed and mentally overworked. And it's saying the best thing you can do right now is just take a break and chill out. And how could you go wrong with that? You know, it's like I said, if it comes down to it, you just survive the Six of Wands situation, where you realize the more you worry, it doesn't change the outcome regardless. You know, so saying, you know, if you're able to take a pause, you know, it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes of meditation, if you're you know, able to have a bath, you know, it's just, or even just swim in the pool if you're looking to have a pool, or take a shower, you know, just take those minutes. You know, even if you have kids and you have to walk around, you know, put them in the car, you know, and just walk around the car, take a long walk, and just take a few deep breaths, you know, leaning against the back of the car, you know, if you can, just have the car on, of course, if it's hot where you live. And it's just, you know, just decompress, you know, find these moments, you know, very healthy. Just do that first in the morning, is to, you know, just take a deep breath if you can, you know, get up extra early to find some you time, or at the end of the night, you know, just turn off the television and just sit there and just breathe. You know, it really helps. And how others are seeing you is the Seven of Swords. And so You know, I can see people around you are not thinking of you as a person that's capable of showing how you're thinking. You know, you often can be very quiet if it was, you know, like you could express with your actions and not really with your thoughts. You know, it's almost like, you know, being calm, whatever, and then swinging on somebody. And a lot of people can admire that because that's like, you know, if you see a lot of people that have to deal with stressful situations, the ones that actually are the most qualified to be handling responsibility, especially with major corporations or businesses, are the ones that don't react emotionally off the bat. They often conceal their thoughts, you know, to the point where you can tell them some drastic, you know, life-altering news, and they're able to keep this calm demeanor where you can't crack the code off their body language of how they're processing it, you know. And a lot of people can find that very, you know, admirable, because it'd be very hard for some people to handle or process certain thoughts without it coming around them, without negative consequences in their actions. You know, hearing bad news causes some people out there to, you know, in drastic situations, you know, drink and drive, or in the worst, you know, like take their own lives sometimes. You know, that stuff's all scary. So to be known as somebody that's able to, you know, process information without having to show it in your day-to-day life, whatever, is very stoic of you. But at the same time, is that people, that's how they're seeing you, as somebody that's very stoic, and you know, won't really let them into their world at the same time. So if you're keeping secrets from people, whatever, don't think that you're a bad person for doing it, for especially if you're trying to solve a problem. But just, I mean, just know that you'll be understanding that the charity will come to you, and, you know, just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and relax, and people around you are going to, you know, see you taking a break and relaxing, whatever, and they're not going to understand what's going on within you unless you let them know. And so if there is people around you that you care about, that you want to let them know, and to help them understand you better, and you're not afraid of them, you know, criticizing those thoughts or your plans, or altering, imagine an outcome that you're responsible for, but you don't want to take responsibility if it doesn't work out, and you do, then I would definitely not let people into your life or your mental thought processes, honestly. Okay, so the hopes and fears section is the Five of Swords. So I can see definitely here is that you're hoping to, you know, intellectually defeat a situation, you know, outsmart it, outthinking. You know, this card especially is worth showing, is that it picks the angel outsmarting the boy. And I would say that the boy has no idea of the divine power of intellect, where it comes through, where we can never understand. We seem like children, you know, amongst this world where we think that that our human instincts, whatever, are the ones that are actually truly, you know, going to solve a problem through our actions or our abilities, where actually we have no understanding of the divine. And we try to humanize the divine's capabilities to solve problems in our life or help us bring us opportunities. You know, many times in my life I've thought, you know, this is it, I'm done. And you know, it's just worked out. I mean, here I am. I mean, I'm 31 years old, and I remember being like, you know, 19 years old in the tattoo parlor saying like, oh, I'm going to be dead by the time I'm 31. And, you know, there's a lot of experiences where I didn't think I would survive. And somehow, some way, I've come to believe in the divine based on my own experience, not because of what the church told me or because my grandparents or somebody that I love told me based about their experience of the divine. It was through my own personal experience. So you have to have faith. You know, it's just hoping that you'll know that the divine's got your back to help you deal with the situation, and telling you that, you know, your thought process, you know, it's just once again saying that you're not meant to solve all your own problems. Sometimes, you know, there's supposed to be miracles in this world. So just have that faith and know that you're capable of, you know, experiencing that. You're capable of, just because you're, you know, a Saturnian sign and you're ruled by the law of the planet of the world and not of the divine, like Jupiter, just understand that you're still under that same protection. You have the same benefits as a Sagittarius, you know, that has that ever-flowing luck and protection of Jupiter. You're still worthy of that. And especially with Jupiter transitioning our sign right now, you're definitely going to be experiencing that, whether you're used to it or not. And honestly, the best miracles are the ones where you're so pessimistic and not feeling not worthy of, you know, divine intervention, that when it comes through is often the most awakening moments, you know. Catharsis is what I would say. And the outcome is the Two of Pentacles. And to me, this is just like, you know, not just thinking of, this is typically a card of balance when it shows in traditional tarot, but for me, it shows this one. It almost reminds me of the Apprentice card and the Eight of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. What I can see here is what it's just like telling you to take what you have and invest it again. You know, so it's like, you know, if you're at the casino and you just hit a jackpot, it's saying, okay, double down. So if you have what I have, if you have a table of cards, okay, and you have a phone, you know, double down. You know, get more cards. You know what I mean? Invest in more time, invest in a microphone. It's saying harness your stuff, take what you have, and use it to build upon. You know, he's using both of his pentacles in this card, you know, to make a table, to have his toolbox, to have his toolkit. You see his tools in his hand to manifest. So it's just saying, you know, to create more, to deal with the problem, to improve upon. It's not just have the bare minimum, but to have abundance and knowledge and experience and things around you that are capable of, you know, eventually solving more problems. You know, if you're dealing with a similar situation you're dealing with right now, it's just saying, you know, make the decision to go forward. You know, move the ball forward is the name of the game here. At the same time, don't be afraid to understand that the divine has, you know, its own outcome for you. You know, even if it feels like you're having a bad day or negative experience, you know, as a Capricorn, you're going to continue to strive up that mountain. You know, being the goat that you are, that we are, you know, is constantly going up. So it's realizing that the divine does have a plan for you, you are worthy, you know, making sure that you take, you know, strong advantage of, you know, if you want to be responsible for your actions based on your thoughts, then I wouldn't let people in. Also take time to decompress and, you know, I would say, you know, meditate in prayer and recognize that you are worthy of, you know, allowing divine help into your life. Recognize that you are worthy of charity. You are qualified for what you have done. You have a lot of successes. People see you as a lot of things you have done. And just because you don't maintain success, or you've become bored with success, or if you're not successful at all, you're still capable of it in this lifetime. And having to walk away from things that sure might be emotionally fulfilling in the short term, or just where the universe is saying, if you just give this up, we can help you achieve a way that we'll never have to worry about that, and maybe even come back to this, or whatever you're having to do to emotionally fulfill yourself with this Eight of Cups. It was only there because you weren't able to build upon. You know, you're only needing this here because it's almost like, you know, playing video games for a power fantasy because you have no power. I mean, you're working a shitty job, you have a boss that constantly bosses you around, you come home and you feel this emotional fulfillment from playing these power fantasy video games where you're all powerful, you're able to solve problems constantly, and people respect you and fear you, and you level up and you're stronger with legendary gear. But ultimately, what if you were able to stop playing the game and, you know, you're able to solve the problems? We wouldn't have to work for that shitty job or deal with the person that tells you what to do in real life. And it's just saying, just, you don't even need it anymore to fulfill you because you're living that instead of escaping with that, you know, and having to go back to this hell every day. And it's no around that the people around you, they want to be happy with you. This could be one, like, you know, the Three of Cups to me definitely shows, you know, being emotionally happy, you know, being aware, being around people, whatever, and being a person that's satisfied, knowing that you find clarity. You know, there's nothing wrong with having, you know, happiness from, you know, realizing what your worth is and celebrating and surviving, you know, a mental thought process that's just been hellish. You know, finding inspiration in your goal is the name of the game here. So I'd say it's like, you know, you're capable of so much more. And I'm sorry if I'm the only person that's told you that so far, but I'm pretty sure if you're just like me, you know that you're capable of so much more than you're given. So it's time to create, you know, because if you're waiting for somebody else to give you what you feel like you're qualified for, why wait for somebody else to give to you what you can make yourself right away? So start now. Now we're going to go against the you against the world spread. This one's going to be 3 cards on your side, 3 cards on the world side, and a mutual energy in the middle. You, the world, the world. Mutual energy between you and the world is the Hermit card. First ones. Second ones. Alright, so right off the bat, we can see the Hermit being the mutual energy. So you know that, you know, ultimately that your example, like the wisdom of being ultimate older is following your own guidance through your own experiences, you know, not listening to the thought forms of others, but listening to your own light lets you take full responsibility for your successes and failures and not owing anybody anything around you. I mean, how could you not want to become old knowing that, you know, sure you might have failed, but you know, you tried and you took your own advice and you didn't fail because you took somebody else's advice. You were living your own life. But we all know that if you follow your own inner light or whatever, you're never truly miserable because, you know, you're able to be in control. The Hermit doesn't have anybody around him because he doesn't want to hold them responsible for his failures and therefore blame them. He uses his experience, and often people find him to be a wise person as he is an elder. And just in the tarot, you know, I mean, to be of old age, whatever, is a blessing in itself, because to survive long enough, you know, within the tarot is, you know, it's a special practice. You know, it's almost like, you know, in the medieval age, to be fat means you're wealthy because you can afford enough food to eat. To be old means that you're able to survive long enough through wisdom to survive. So on your side, we can see the King of Pentacles again, and on the world it's saying the Star. So it's just saying that on your side, it's letting you know that you are capable and worthy of you know, harvesting materially. You know, I mean, to be realizing that people understand that not only are you a person of your word, but what you're capable of creating is very valuable, and it has a way of you know, being worth gold. I mean, it's that King Midas touch, where everything you create is valuable in some aspect or worthy to somebody. And on the world side, it's saying the Star. So it's saying utilize this and manifest and build upon your talent to you know, create things that are worthy or valuable by others. And you know, the Star is letting you know that you're capable of achieving things that are, you know, dreams come true in your eyes. You know, to understand, if you're not being told, or if you're not given the opportunity now, is that if you create and invest in yourself, you know, the sky is the limit. I mean, imagine a fantasy of the Star. We're able to bear out yourself. It's like having to work a job now where you have to wear a uniform and a name tag, or be there at a certain time, and the Star is saying you can have your same qualities, but instead it's on your clock. You don't have to wear a uniform, or if you can, if you want, or you don't have to be there at a certain time, because you've created this world of your own, a dream come true is how I would say. So realize that you are qualified, and even if you're not living your dream, or if you're living somewhat of like a financial dream where you're taken care of, where you have your house, your car, your bills are paid, you have money in the bank, you have a nice house, a nice kid, but you're still living the life of your dreams. And if you're not, it's saying if you just utilize your talents of what you're currently doing and invest in yourself and build upon that, takes those skills elsewhere where you're able to directly benefit, the sky's the limit and dreams do come true for you. But it takes the power of the Hermit to understand that. You need to follow your own guiding light. And I know that seems weird coming from me giving you advice through this reading, but it's ultimately advice for myself. It's the day you got to realize is that, you know, taking responsibility for your reality is your responsibility at the end of the day. And on your side again, we have the Four of Cups along with the Three of Pentacles. So it's just saying right here is that, you know, refusing divine help, you know, through opportunities, whatever, because of what you have currently established, because of a safety net, is ultimately your downfall. I mean, even if it comes within yourself, it could be saying the universe or this, because I mean, they say that as above, so below mentality. So I would say, so within, so without. I would just let you know that, you know, you're not allowing your own inner guidance to push you out. You're rejecting even these gut feelings to push you out. The fear of taking a risk or whatever is very hard, especially for a Capricorn, being the most cautious of the signs. You know, we're very like skeptical and prudent, whatever, and we're also very loyal, especially to, you know, being in control. If we have like an opportunity that we think we can't get any better now, it's important for us not to stray the path. But it's important for you to realize that something's nudging you. Even this video is telling you to take a chance. So stop ignoring it, because ultimately you're ignoring yourself, your own gut instinct. You know, your dreams coming true, and you know, if you're not going to listen to them or whatever, it's ultimately your responsibility it takes so much energy to ignore gut feelings, you know. And so the Three of Pentacles is saying, you know, if you just realize it's because you're getting a nudge from the universe with the extra cup there, it's telling you that you will be granted. I mean, you have people around you that believe in your success. I mean, they would say that you're definitely qualified and capable of building something that you haven't even started yet or even finished yet. You know, you can build a starter page, you know, at the beginning, just even like, you know, training to become qualified for a position or an idea, a business, a relationship, is that you are capable of doing it, and people are willing to invest within you. So understand that, have faith within yourself, and you're having these doubts, these thoughts, you know, if you're just sitting there right now and you're killing time, and you think that I'm not capable, I'm not worthy, or you're daydreaming about all these things that can go wrong, understand that, you know, people will be there to, you know, say, wow, like, you know, I know a friend of mine, you know, he worked for a business where he was helping somebody grow their business, and eventually he got to the point where he was their best worker. He set them up, and then eventually he left and took the experience he learned from setting up somebody else's business into his own. And most of the clientele, I would say about 70% of the clientele he helped set up the business for his former boss, came to him because they knew him as the best quality about that previous business. They went there for him, even though he wasn't the owner. He was still the one that was doing the best work that gave him that quality. And when he started his business, you know, is that they followed him for him, and he was now the owner. And, you know, it's during this COVID situation, whatever, you know, he survived where his former boss where he invested in his company and didn't have that because people didn't know the boss. They went to there for him. So have that same respect for yourself, knowing that people will come because they're coming there for you. They trust your work, not the company's name you work for, or not the person you're with, or not the situation you're dealing with now. It's saying is that somebody out there is waiting to invest within you. So invest within yourself and take a leap of faith. The final card we have here is the Four of Wands and the Emperor. So it's just saying if you just learn to trust your gut instinct and allow things into you, allow feelings of nervousness. You're not just trying to that anxiety, those butterfly feelings are often the most those are the turning points in your life, because it's saying there's a cause for celebration to realize that you've come so far and that you can achieve a new way to celebrate and feel that you're investing your mind, body, and spirit and actions to live through praxis and to breathe your heart and soul into something like that, and using your qualities to ability that not only just that benefits you is so important, and it'll make you dance with joy within inside yourself, to feel satisfied with what you're waking up every day, and to feel satisfied with what you're doing with your time is living in heaven on earth. There's hell on earth and there's heaven on earth, and there's nothing more than getting up every day knowing that you're living your purpose and that you went to bed doing the best thing you do for yourself, and therefore you're a person in the world that's not looking around being a leech for others around you. You're not pissed off when you're stuck in traffic because you're happy, you're fulfilled with what you're doing, and you're not out there taking from others because you're jealous of what they have. That's true heaven. And through that, it's saying is that you'll achieve the Emperor status, to be the boss, to be the one in control, to be old with wisdom, and saying I can teach you my experiences through my experiences. And it's almost like you capitalize from being a very hard worker to being somebody that teaches people that you recognize that have the same qualities just like you on how to achieve it. It's like almost, it's like being able to understand the struggle you went through, and it's almost like saying, okay, well, I know what you've been through, and now I can teach you. And it's one thing to struggle all your life, but once you get to the top and you're responsible and you're a mentor, and you can recognize yourself and the people around you and those ones that are truly worthy of freedom from the hell you went through, you can help them through it and even capitalize upon it. And a lot of people out there will respect you for it. This Emperor, he's an older man, and he's achieved to maintain power based on his wisdom and his tenacity to maintain his goal and keep the eye on the prize. And so remember, if you want to achieve, to be the master of your own reality, to be the head honcho, to command respect, whatever, that's very important for you to realize that from the very beginning, you're the King of Pentacles. You have the qualifications and the people around you that want to invest in you with the Three of Pentacles. It's important for you not to ignore the universe, either around you or within you, whether it be a person, a mentor, a friend saying, man, you got to go for this, you got to try something new, or yourself, that gut feeling of, you're sitting on the toilet, whatever, and just like, I don't care if you're watching this right now and you're at work sitting on the toilet right now and you're just upset, or if you're just, having everything around you, you feel miserable. There could be something more to this life, because it's telling you is that through your own inner guidance, your own inner light, only you will create the dreams you're meant for, and you'll be able to celebrate every single day that you live on this earth. So, all right, so last card, let's do the Indigo Angels Oracle. Get you out of here. I want to say thank you so much for watching. All right, let's do one more card. Here it goes. Oh, you got the same one as Leo. You got freedom, which is super important. The most valuable aspect of this world. So as freedom, this card answers your question by guiding you to seek greater freedom. Perhaps this comes from releasing something that is no longer serve you. This card is also a confirmation that your prayers for freedom have been heard, and the angels are working to bring about change into your life. You can sense when someone is being controlled or manipulated. You have an innate ability to see unnecessary restrictions and rules, but sometimes you may unknowingly impose your own restrictions and rules upon yourself. When you draw this card, it signals that you should release control over the situations, free your desires, freely dream big for yourself and this planet, and allow the angels to guide you with their eternal infinite wisdom. So the name of the game, I would say, is that understand that freedom is the goal, but it'll only be the object of your desire through your own creation. So don't wait for somebody else to tell you what you should be doing with your time and your life, whatever. Take responsibility for your reality and enjoy it. So I enjoy that too as a Capricorn rising. I really enjoy climbing that mountain. So thank you so much. My name is Drew, and this is the Indigo Void. I'll see you again next time.